All right, let's make this really short and sweet. Uh, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this, but um, there's when you're uploading the videos on YouTube, there's a part where they ask you a whole bunch of questions that'll help with algorithms, basically, including whether or not you're going to profane language, a whole bunch of other things, and constantly it's like, well, very rarely will I use any profane language, and it's not that they're going to knock you against it. They're not even going to say if you have a monetized channel that they're going to hold you against monetization if you curse and swear and all that. They just want to know. So for me, it's just a constant 100% no, no, no. I'm going to tell you right now in this show, it's going to be fucking yes. Okay? Because I am sick and fucking tired of watching Rutgers play with crap shit quarterbacks. Absolutely fucking tired of it. All right. I've been nice about it. And I know you're probably going, that was nice. Well, now you could see why it's nice. All right. Same reason why, if any of you Rutgers guys happen to translate over to the Jet reaction video from last week, you might say, well, because I know one of the viewers, even a longtime viewer, commented on it. And fact is, you know what? I get really intense when I watch games games, horse races, all sorts of reasons. I'll get intense watching sporting events that I care about. And I say horse racing because I have money on horse racing. So I get really intense. But I would say, and I know for a fact, that over the last 10 years or so, as I've gotten older and I've gotten a little bit wiser, and I've also tried to bring my stress level down, I've been able to contain my excitement level. And it also, part of the reason is because I've been through a lot of losing over my career. I've only had one professional championship season. That happened a couple of years ago with Washington Nationals winning the championship. That's it. So I'm used to a lot of losing. So I said to myself over the years, why am I getting so excited about all the losing? So I've kind of calmed down with a lot of that. But you know what? Hey, we are doing entertainment videos. So maybe this is the beginning of me unleashing the real me. Not all the time. It's not going to happen. Trust me. Maybe on the Jet videos. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow when we have our reaction video with the Dolphin game. If you want to see me really not keep everything inside, well, maybe I'll do that. But as far as Rutgers, look, this is why like I said, I think let's go back to why I brought all that up, because I was being nice earlier this season, saying nice things about the quarterbacks, relatively nice, I was criticizing, but I was being nice about it. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Okay? The Rutgers quarterbacks are not, now we don't know about Wimsatt. All right. I will admit that we don't know about Wimsatt, which is why starting in 2 weeks, if Gavin Wimsatt is healthy, he is the only guy I want to see on that field. That's it. I am sick. And look, Vedral had the injury. I'm not blaming him. But we also know Noah Vedral's not going to be here anymore anyway. And the whole reason of wanting Vedral to start the last few weeks was, well, maybe if we were able to steal a win a couple of weeks ago or steal a win last night, well, maybe that would help us get to a bowl. I said I wanted to get to a bowl this year. The reason, not just because I care about being 6-6 and going to a bowl, but because it helps with the maturation process of the program. It just gives you the extra practices, which is what you really need to move on to next season. That's why I want the bowl. That's it. I don't care about watching the bowl game. It has nothing to do with it. It's about the maturation process of the program. Well, right now, the only thing that really matters to the maturation of the program is right there at quarterback with Gavin Wimsatt. No more Evan Simon. Okay? Anybody who thinks Evan Simon has an opportunity now to turn himself into some sort of a quarterback doesn't know what they're talking about. The guy is not an FBS quarterback, okay? Maybe if you want to throw him down and play at Louisiana Monroe or something like that, all right, maybe you can do that. Other than that, you're an FCS quarterback at the best. Like I already said what I said about Vedral. I don't know if Gavin Wimsatt is an FBS quarterback. I think he is. Okay. I don't know if he's a Power 5 quarterback, though. I don't think he is. But I want to see whether or not he's the guy now when he gets back from injury. I want to see him play as often as possible. I don't want to see any more of the quarterback roulette garbage that we've had to deal with, which, again, I know it's because of injuries. That's why I said when Wimsatt is healthy, he needs to play all the time. And I don't want to see Johnny Langan at all unless it's a short yardage situation. All right, no more touches for Johnny Langan unless it's 3rd and short, 3rd and goal, 4th and goal. I don't want to see him. Okay, put him at tight end and do him a favor. Okay, because at the next level for Langan, that's where the pros are going to put him. So give him an opportunity to learn the tight end position now, so he has a better opportunity at the next level. Do him a favor. Okay, you do us no favors. Like I said, I understand because of the quarterback situation. But in a couple of weeks, you get the bye. Vegel's hand should be better. Don't care about Simon. I want to see Wimsatt play. Look, if Wimsatt's got his uniform on and he can be rotated in the game in a couple of weeks, that is going to infuriate me. He better start. And he better start at least 80% of the snaps as soon as he's healthy and gets back in on the field for this football team. I want to know if Gavin Wimsatt by the end of this season can be a quarterback that we can turn to for next season. Because if we can't trust Gavin Wimsatt for next season, I have said it already and I'm going to say it again. We've got to go out and get a quarterback from the transfer portal. I am sick of, I do these college football shows. And by the way, we just posted the show. I don't know if you checked that out yet, but I have the show. Well, it's not just college football. It's a pick show with Mark Lawrence, who is a legendary handicapper, who's been gracious enough to partner with me on these ventures. It's been awesome. And we do these shows every week, and it's almost 3 hours long. Now it's just with Mark, but because of the information I put into it, whether it's fantasy, whether it's just trends and injuries and everything, we have so much information, especially on college football. And so when I look at the 131 college football teams, and I go meticulously through their rosters, not specifically looking for quarterbacks, but that's my job. I got to look at quarterbacks, running backs, receivers. You go down the line and I have to do it. And I see 3rd string quarterbacks from Tulane that come off the bench that shouldn't have even been playing because he was a 3rd string quarterback, throwing 3 touchdown passes in an upset win on the road last week. In the AAC, which is one division lower. It's like the top division that is not Power 5. That's where Cincinnati's from, okay? So you have a Tulane 3rd string quarterback that comes in and throws 3 touchdown passes, including a game winner, and that guy is better than what we have. How in the world do we not have a quarterback at Rutgers? How? And if Gavin Wimsatt's the guy, then he needs to go out and prove it. And I'm not going to sit here and coronate Gavin Wimsatt just because he's a 4-star and just because he looks the part. Go out and show me. Get on the field and play when you're healthy, and I want to see it. And if we see it, then we can feel a little bit more comfortable about the possibility of him being the starter next year. But anything short of miraculous play by Wimsatt to end this season, they have to still go out to the transfer portal and bring in a guy that can compete with Wimsatt for the starting job. And if he's better than Wimsatt, win the job. Fine, don't care. It's a matter of finding adequate quarterback play. I'm not asking for a superstar, okay? Who needs a fucking superstar quarterback at Rutgers when you have the defense that they have? Defense is top 20 in the nation. Nebraska can't move the ball at all, except for what? 1 drive. And then what do? We throw an interception in order to make sure that they can get another drive, which happened to be the game winner. And in the first half, we have the block punt. And Day's jumping up on the sidelines. Hey, man, yeah, I picked up the ball. Well, screw you, man. As soon as I saw the replay, I was like, you need to pick the ball up and score, man. You didn't do anything. You didn't block the punt. What are you jumping up for joy about? Greg Schiano's going to have your head. Sure enough, in the press conference, that's basically what he said. We practice this. When we block the punt, we scoop, we score. That was not a scoop and score. That should have been 14 points right there. That should have been the game. Okay, they're not coming back. They're not scoring more than 14 points, more than likely. Matter of fact, they're not going to. Because if we're up 2 scores in the fourth quarter, Simon's not throwing that pass. I'm surprised he even threw it when we were up 1 score. And then late in the first half, the officials are still are throwing flags, trying to give Nebraska an opportunity to win the game on that ridiculous set of plays, that ridiculous holding call earlier in the game, earlier in the half. I forget who. I was on Alamo, which was ridiculous. That should have set up another touchdown for us. Brown ran the ball out, to the 2-yard line, 1-yard line. That should have been a touchdown score. Then we had the late 2 minutes to go in the half, the ridiculous offensive pass interference call. That should have been at least another 3 points. So we can go on and on about the officiating. We can go on and on about the stupid play-by-day that he can't pick the ball up, scoop and score. But the fact of the matter, and I've been saying this the entire season, is if we had just normal quarterback play, we would be able to win these games. Our quarterbacks suck. They're terrible. Now, I don't know about Wimsatt. I'm not going to put him in that category yet. Gavin Wimsatt must play. He must play all the time when he is back from being healthy. We've seen enough from Simon. If they don't know what they have in Simon by now, I don't know what to tell you. All right? Then that is something that is just going to plague this university until they get lucky enough to find a quarterback. Who's the quarterback? Okay? Now, in the next week or two, I'm going to try to get Richie Schneider, right? And I'm going to ask him, hey, who's our quarterback in the future? Who are they recruiting? I'm not talking about Wimsatt. I'm talking about who's on the recruiting radar for next year, for the year after. Do we have somebody committed yet at quarterback? Because I don't think we do. And that's a bad sign. The transfer portal is Bachmeier from Boise State just transferred a couple of weeks ago. There are transfers galore that are going to be out there at quarterback. Get a quarterback. Rutgers plays a couple of hours from New York City. How many other universities have that? How many other universities can tell these kids, these transfer kids that aren't from New Jersey, hey, by the way, you come here for a year or two, and I'm not asking you to come here for 4 years, come here for a year or two, and you know what? Look what you get to do while you decide what you want to do with your future. And by the way, when you're thinking about work, the next stage of your career, look how close you are from the work capital of the world. You can spend your holidays and your off days, and you can go travel into the city, and you can get on all these programs, I'm sure, the work programs and so forth. How is that not a recruiting? How is that not something that you can't use in the recruiting process? I mean, my cat needs to get put on a bench because she's freaking out because I'm freaking out. Now, again, it is something that has got to get done. It has got to get done, okay? Because it is going to hold this program down if Greg Schiano, as much as I love him, and he's not going anywhere, and you can criticize him all you want because I've criticized him about the quarterback position more than anything, but he ain't going anywhere. Because he's the savior of this program. He is the only guy that's going to be able to resurrect this program back where it was when he was in charge. He's the only guy that can do it. Okay, so get behind him or don't. Because if you don't, then you might as well go root for another team because it ain't happening without him. So the one thing, though, that he needs to do, and I said it the last time we did this show, it's the one bugaboo. He's got to figure out that the quarterback position is the one thing holding him back. He has to find a quarterback. Like I said, doesn't have to be a 4-star, a 5-star. Just give me somebody that has a decent arm and that will give you a 65 to 70% if you can. I'll set up for 65% completion percentage. Somebody that does not turn the ball over and is a very accurate quarterback. That's it. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for a cannon arm. I'm not asking for the best athlete at the position. Just give me a cerebral, accurate quarterback. That's all we need because Rutgers and Greg Schiano is built on defense, special teams, and we saw that last night. And what did we get out of it? A big fat 0. Yes, there's no question that something's wrong with this particular group of guys because what do we rank right now? We rank 107th in the entire nation in penalties. When does that happen under Greg Schiano? It doesn't happen. So something's going on with this particular group of players. That's not helping the cause, especially in these really close games. Then you have Kassan Abraham. All we've done for the past year and a half is praise Kassan Abraham. What in the world is he doing? The only thing I can understand that he's doing is his frustration. You're going, well, you're winning the game, or you're not winning the game, but you're in a really good tight football game. Why should he be frustrated? How are you not frustrated if you're playing in that type of game? You should have won the game. The game should have been over already. The referees are calling all sorts of stupid penalties on us that make it real difficult to win the game. So you know what? I'm going to give you a penalty to call. I'm not giving him the break here, okay? I just can understand the frustration of Kassan Abraham, but it is inexcusable for him to make that to put them in that spot. Still, could have came back, still stopped Nebraska, still had an opportunity to move down the field and get the team in field goal range. Of course not. Why would we think that would happen? That would mean that we would have to pass the football a little bit, which we can't possibly do because our quarterbacks suck. So it's just a really, really, totally frustrating. Can't stand it anymore. I can't believe I got to freaking watch these forsaken, terrible, offensively challenged team the rest of the season. I just, especially a quarterback. I don't even want to say the rest of the team. If they had a quarterback, they would have scored close to 30 points tonight. Okay? Their quarterbacks suck. They are garbage. So we have got to find a real FBS Power 5 quarterback. All right, Coach, the last time you were here, you weren't coaching in the Big Ten. It's Big Ten football. You don't need to use quarterbacks like you did in the old days when we were in the Big East. That was the Big East. That's a completely different animal from the way college football is now. Completely different. When Rutgers found themselves in the top 10 that year, I mean, just imagine. I mean, look at what the teams that were surrounding them. I mean, remember they knocked off what? Number 1 Louisville. Louisville was top ranked. I mean, come on. Now you're dealing with Alabama, Georgia. Now you're with these beasts from the SEC that are just. I mean, even Clemson. These are like major talented football teams that you're contending with now. This isn't what you were dealing with 20 years ago. You've got to find a quarterback. All right? Get a quarterback. How hard is it? It's not hard. There's hundreds of them out there. Like I said, you got a third-string quarterback on Tulane throwing 3 touchdown passes. Evan Simon couldn't throw 3 touchdown passes in a game unless it's against Wagner. Find a quarterback. And if Wimsatt gets his chance, and by golly, okay, he better get his chance. I'm going to say, by golly, he better get his chance. And when he gets his chance and he steps back on that football field, I don't want to see coaching carousel. No more Johnny Langan nonsense. And if that's the only type of offense that you can run, Gleason, then you can get out of town too in your $1 million contract. And if it ain't your fault, then you go out on the recruiting trail and find a quarterback. You, personally, Gleason, find a quarterback. This is college. If you're going to have a job and you're going to have a top coordinating job, you got to know how to recruit. And if you can't recruit a quarterback to your own quarterback room, then what does that say about you? Then get out. Find a coordinator that'll come in and bring. Look what they just did. And I know it's Oklahoma. And I don't want to. I know it's Oklahoma. And I don't want to compare Rutgers to Oklahoma. What did Oklahoma do? Oklahoma found offensive coordinator Levy, brought him to Oklahoma. Why? Because he was the coordinator at Central Florida with Dylan Gabriel. So Levy comes with Gabriel. So you know what, Gleason? If you can't find a quarterback yourself, we'll get rid of you and we'll find a coordinator that will bring a quarterback with him to Rutgers. How about that? Big Ten football, for crying out loud, and we're playing offense like that. We're passing offense like that. It's embarrassing. So we'll see what happens on the Jet show tomorrow, because like I said, I think I'm going to be a little bit more animated. And I'll explain the reasons why before we talk Jet Dolphin football tomorrow. Please subscribe to this channel, by the way. If you have not subscribed to this channel, Please subscribe to the channel. Very important for the growth. I know that you guys do a great job of following us here when we do Rutgers videos. So you guys got to subscribe though. That's really important. So if you enjoy the videos, please subscribe. That's because without the subscription, sooner or later we won't be able to do the videos anymore. So we need you to keep subscribing, like the videos. That's awesome. Let us know what you think about Rutgers quarterback situation, if you agree with me or not, and explain why. And I'm sure we're going to have a fun time with the comments on this one, because that was an absolute quarterback disgusting fucking embarrassment that I am just sick and tired of, and just can't take any more of, obviously. So I don't even care what's next on the schedule. It doesn't matter. We got a week to prepare for whoever the hell we're going to play. All I know is it better be Gavin Wimsatt if he's healthy. That's it. So I'm out of here. I'm off to see college football Saturday, where the majority of the teams that I'm going to be watching, like 99% of them, are going to have quarterbacks better than Rutgers.